Hello everyone, my name is Piyush Sachdeva, and today I'll be showing you how you can host your website with AWS LightSail in just 5 easy steps. So let's get started. We'll start with the basic description of what an AWS LightSail is and how you can make use of it to build your application and to host your website. So this is like the easiest way to get yourself started with AWS and to host your website. So this doesn't require any prior knowledge of AWS or cloud services to run your applications on cloud, and you can just set it up in few easy. These provide lightweight and simplified virtual private servers where you can host your workload. These are basically ideal for developers and used for experimental purpose, basically non-prod environments. If your website is expecting a high volume traffic like millions of users, so this AWS LightSail is not recommended for that very purpose. It already comes with the pre-built base operating system and development stack like Ubuntu images. On top of that, it has LAMP stack installed. You don't have to worry about how you can install and configure Linux, Apache, MySQL, and various other stack like WordPress, Bitnami, etc. And last but not the least, these are cheap and affordable service. You can get yourself started with just 3.5 US dollar per month. Now that we know what an LightSail is, so we can just get ourselves started with it. So I have my AWS Management Console open in front of me. So I'll just go and search LightSail. Click on that, and then it will present me with the LightSail dashboard. Okay, so these are, as I said, these are like virtual private servers, and you don't have to worry about like a lot of management. You don't have to worry about the patching and a lot of other things. So you can just get yourself started with just few easy clicks. So you click on create instance. Okay, you select your region. For me, it's by default, it's in my local region, so I don't have to change it. You select your platform, Linux or Microsoft Windows. I'll keep it as Linux. And then there are two options to select a blueprint. Either you could choose app plus OS, or you could choose OS only if you want to install your application on top of that explicitly. So I'll just go with the basic, let's say LAMP stack. Okay. And then I'll keep everything as default. So this is the key pair. If you don't want to use the default key pair, you could just click on this and create a new key pair for your SSH login. Okay. And if you enable this, it will enable automatic snapshots for you, like once every day. And here you could choose your instance plan. So as I said, you can get yourself started with just $3.5 per month. So here are the specification of the server that comes with this plan. So it has 512 MB of memory, 1 CPU, 20 GB SSD storage, which is super fast, and then 1 TB transfer per month. Okay, then you could name your instance. I'll just say my first web app. Okay, so these are all the key value and these are optional, and you click on create. Super easy. You just have to fill in the details and that's it. You don't have to worry about networking. You don't have to worry about the security groups. I'll show you. So once this is running, we go to networking tab and then we create a static IP. So I'll just wait for it to be up and running. Okay, so I have waited for like 1 or 2 minutes and I can see that my server is already in running stage, which is good, which is what is expected out of it. And if we go to the networking tab and click on create static IP. So static IP is something that is, like as the name suggests, static in nature. So whenever you reboot your instance, the public IP of your server will not change. It will remain the same throughout the life cycle, and as long as it is attached to the instance. But please make sure that the elastic IP is attached to the instance. Only then it is free. If it is not allocated to the instance, then it will be chargeable. So I'll just select the instance from the drop down. I only have one instance, so I'll select it there, and I have to give a unique name to my static IP. I'll say first web app static IP. Okay, and then click on create. So this step will create a static IP and attach it to the instance. Okay, so now if I go to the home page, if I go to the instance, let's say this, and I can see that it already has an static IP attached to it. So if I reboot my instance, stop and start my instance, this IP will remain the same. It won't change. Now that we already have an static IP attached to the instance, let's explore this instance a little more. Let's see what does it comes with by default. So when we have created the instance, we selected the instance type and he attached 20 GB SSD storage with it. Then it has a monitoring tab which will show you the CPU utilization over the time. And you could create some basic alarms like CPU utilization and capacity utilization. That's it. And then when you go to networking, you see this is the elastic IP, or we can say static IP that we attached with the instance. It also has a private IP. Private IP will be used when this server needs to communicate with any other AWS services internally within the same account. Then by default, it created 3 firewall rules. First rule is an SSH rule, which says like any IPv4 address and any LightSail browser with SSH and RDP access should be able to SSH into this particular server. We could easily replace this rule with the one that we feel suitable for our needs. Like we could restrict it to just our IP. So we could specify our IP over here, or if we are behind a corporate network, we could just enter the corporate CIDR range over here. Okay, for now, I'll just keep it restrict to, like, I don't want any restrictions for now. So I'll just keep it open for everyone. And the other tab which says allow LightSail browser SSH, I'll show you how we can SSH directly from the LightSail browser without even need to use and third-party SSH client like PuTTY or SSH term. Okay, so for now, I'll just keep it default. Then we also have 2 other rules created by default for us. One is HTTP and HTTPS. So if we are using this web application as a website which has to be publicly accessible over the internet, then we need users to go and visit the HTTP and HTTPS URLs. Like the way it had created the firewall rules for our IPv4, it did the same for IPv6 as well. So we have the same set of rules for IPv6, and we don't have any load balancer or a CDN. That's why they are blank. Let's go to the other tab, which is snapshots. So snapshot is like when you create a snapshot, it can be attached to another instance, or it can be used as like a source to the EC2 server. So we could just enable it automatic snapshots, and they say automatic snapshots are built the same as manual snapshots. And when I enable it, it will provide us the details like your daily snapshot time is 2 a.m. EDT, which is an Eastern time. And it'll by default store the 7 most recent snapshot. Rest of them would be deleted. You could change the time as per your maintenance window. Okay, for now, I'll just disable it. Tags are the key value pair that we could assign to our instance for the sake of simplicity for billing and reporting purpose. History is where we could see all the changes that has been made on this instance since it's been created. Okay, so first, if you see it was created, then static IP attached to it, firewall setting updated, then we disabled add-on, enable add-on. This add-on is automatic snapshots that we enabled and disabled. Okay, and because it was done at the same time, so it's just showing the other way around. Anyways, if we go to the delete, we could delete the instance from here, or we could just go to the home and click on that, and we could just delete it from here. But make sure once you delete the instance, you have to delete the elastic IP or the static IP as well, else it would be chargeable for you. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope the information provided to you was somewhat beneficial and you enjoyed the video. I will be creating another video soon about configuring load balancers and SSL on LightSail instances. If you have any doubts about this video, feel free to leave the same in the comment section below and I will try to respond as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so and don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching. You have yourself a good day. Thank you.